All right, Larry Krueger here from In Front of the Sphere. Thank you to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to our Vegas sponsors as well. We'll link them all in the description. CJ Stroud came out and was on with Ryan Clark on the Pivot podcast. And I'll say this, man, I really like CJ Stroud. And he was like, hey, man, I'm pushing back on all the Purdy people who are, saying that Brock isn't this and Brock isn't that. He's like, man, this is the guy who plays the position. And he's like, this guy knows how to play the position. He plays on time. The ball comes out accurately. He's processing what he sees. He was very complimentary. Let me play you right now. Here is CJ Stroud with Ryan Clark, and then we'll comment on it in a second.
Because I don't like how people do Purdy. I think Purdy's a good player. I think Purdy's a hell of a player. I was watching a video today on the bus back from practice, and it was like all his touchdown throws, and it was like great throw, basic throw, and like all wide receiver. And like half of the throws were like, no, most of them were great throws, but some of them were like basic. There's nothing basic about being an NFL quarterback.
Right.
Nothing let's get one thing clear. There's nothing easy about being like, I don't care if somebody seems wide open. Like there's a lot of operation, there's a lot of things that have to go great to get that person wide open, and you have almost everything to do with that. Of course, like other people, like the OC got a call to play, you got to read the wristband right. Like it could be one little thing that knocks off that person isn't wide open. So like let's clear that out. Like I don't think you can play at a high level like he is and just be average. Like that just doesn't happen, Like, do I think he's on a great team? Heck yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, he has a team full of dogs. That team should be in the Super Bowl. They should be where they're at.
But you got to have somebody pull the trigger.
Exactly. You got to be somebody that's going to lead the locker room. It's a lot of things that people don't see that I know he's in there doing because they're winning football games. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's something that I just wanted to clear, man. Like, Purdy is a dog. Like, you seen what he did this last week. Now, do I think I'm not going to say he's not top 5 where he is, but, like, of course, like, you put other people in that position, they're going to do well as well. But, like, you can play the what-if game all you want. Everybody can say what if. He's there. He's doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I got so much respect for that dude.
There you go. That was CJ Stroud talking to Ryan Clark about Brock Purdy. And, ultimately, it takes somebody who knows the position of quarterback to comment on a young quarterback. I mean, Brock Purdy has done an incredible job in a short amount of time playing the quarterback position in the NFL. The guy's played 2 seasons in the NFL. His first year, he leads the 49ers to an undefeated regular season record in games that he started. Goes 6-0 down the stretch, 2-0 in the playoffs, and gets bounced in the first round. It gets bounced in the conference title game just because, Hassan Reddick pulled his elbow and tore his ligament. So what does he do? He has reconstructive elbow surgery on the ligament, gets it reattached, doesn't have any off season at all to really in any way work up a rapport with Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, or any of his receivers, and didn't even really get to have a full mini camp or a full training camp, had to pace himself as he's still rehabilitating, and then gets back, wins the starting job from Trey Lance and Sam Darnold and Brandon Allen, and then plays almost MVP caliber football, leading the 49ers to a 12-5 record, and then has 2 amazing second half comebacks in the playoffs against Green Bay and then Detroit, and now here he is in Super Bowl 58. So to me, it's one of the great stories in sports. It's one of the great stories in 49er history, without a doubt. But I just love how CJ Stroud, the old saying, game recognizes game. Well, quarterbacks recognize quarterbacks. Look who's ripping Brock Purdy. Random podcasters, random media people, and defensive players who, for whatever reason, don't see the value in what this guy can do. Okay, so those are the people that are ripping this guy. And as far as who's complimenting him, Kurt Warner, C.J. Stroud, Steve Young, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, and many others, Alex Smith. And what are they saying? They're basically saying, hey, you know what? This guy understands how to play the position. Out on time, the ball comes out with touch, it comes out on time, and he knows how to play. So ultimately, that's what we're talking about here. Is we're talking about a quarterback in Brock Purdy that has shown us over and over and over again that he really knows how to play the position at a high level. And what does that mean? That means when he walks up to the line of scrimmage, he processes what he sees. And he looks over the line of scrimmage and he's like, okay, where's the pressure coming from? You got to identify your pressure, where it's coming from. You got to know the protection. You got to know the coverage. You got to know what your progressions are in that coverage. Then you're going to, you're operating an offense that has more shifting and more motion than any offense in the league. Well, as soon as one of your players shifts across the formation, now oftentimes the coverage, whether it be a zone or man, is dictated based on what he sees. So he's got to see the motion and see the defense's reaction to the motion, and then immediately you've got to go right into the play. And this guy has made play after play after play. Number one in quarterback rating, number one in yards per attempt, number one in completion percentage, number one quarterback in pressure against pressure rate, number one quarterback when blitzed, number one quarterback on third down, number one quarterback in the league in the red zone. I mean, Brock Purdy has had an amazing statistical year. I mean, there's just you can say all kinds of things about the guy, but the one thing you cannot deny, he has had an amazing statistical year. So I love that CJ Stroud came out and said, you know what? I'm not down with the people ripping Brock Purdy because he understands what it takes to play the quarterback position at the NFL level at a really high level. And you know what? There's only 1 year that separates Brock Purdy from CJ Stroud. Stroud is a rookie this year. Purdy was a second-year player. They're basically one and the same. And yet Stroud is sitting there looking at Purdy going, you know what? This guy's real. This guy's real. And his impact in this league so far has been real. And did he win the MVP? No. But he was in the MVP running. And now he's one win away from winning a Super Bowl in Las Vegas over Patrick Mahomes and the dynasty, which is the Kansas City Chiefs. So overall, all I got to say is, CJ Stroud is fantastic as far as he understands what he's seeing. And there's no doubt that Stroud has I would trust Stroud's opinion over almost anybody's opinion. And he says Purdy's the real deal. All right, we're here in front of the Sphere. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to this young gentleman who just pulled up and shined his bright lights on me. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube.